we started at about the end of last semester. It was at the end of October. In my children's literature class, we were reading all sorts of books, and we ended up reading Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And during the lecture, the professor let us watch the trailer for this documentary on YouTube called Brooms Up, which is about the 4th World Cup in New York City. And after that, me and a friend of mine went to lunch here, actually, at Einstein's, and we were like, why don't we have a Quidditch team? Just because there are so many Quidditch teams in the United States. It's ridiculous. All the top 25 universities have Quidditch teams. Tennessee Tech, ETSU, MTSU. So we're like, why don't we have one? So we looked into it, and people have tried, but it's just not gotten off the ground for lots of different reasons. But we had our first official practice November 6th, and 4 people showed up, and the second practice, 15 people showed up. We have about 15 people regularly showing up to practices. We have 26 players on the roster, but between work, classwork, everything, not everyone can come all the time. But about 15 people are showing up regularly to practices, and we had about 16 at our first match. Major thing is my undying love of Harry Potter. I've been a Potterhead since I was like 8. And I've always thought Quidditch was super cool, and I didn't know that Muggle Quidditch was a thing until about 2 years ago, and I was just kind of like, oh, that's neat. A couple people at my high school were like, we should start a team. Nothing ever came of it. But another thing about it is it's really inclusive. There's this thing called Title 9 3/4 that the IQA does, and it's just, they're trying to be a leader in gender inclusivity, and I think that creating a niche for that on this campus is especially important, just because there's not a ton of places that are purposefully promoting gender inclusivity besides like the Outreach Center, obviously, and a couple of other places. And it's also just important to provide an outlet for people who aren't necessarily athletes to get physical activity in and to create like a new community of people. So it's really inclusive on like every level, and I think that's probably my favorite thing about it.